Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and give this video a like up. Alexa Bliss made her return to WWE after 2 years to an absolutely thunderous pop during the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble match. Since then, she has been involved in a slow-burn conflict with longtime rival Charlotte Flair. However, the Triple H-led creative team has kept her firmly outside the eerie orbit of the Wyatt Six. The absence of any references tying them together, even vague or cryptic ones, has raised eyebrows among fans, given Alexa's history with Bray Wyatt. Bliss, who is a 3-time WWE Raw Women's Champion, a 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion, a 1-time 24/7 Champion, and a 3-time Tag Team Champion, had a significant run with the Fiend Bray Wyatt in 2020-21 as one of his closest on-screen allies. The goddess underwent a complete character transformation under Wyatt's influence, aligning with the Fiend and embracing a dark, supernatural persona. Though that storyline eventually cooled off with Wyatt's shocking release, the creative connection left a lasting imprint on her character. Off-screen, it's no secret that Bliss shared a strong bond with Wyatt. Following Bray Wyatt's return to WWE in late 2022, subtle callbacks to his eerie influence began reappearing in Alexa Bliss' character. She started experiencing mysterious interruptions during her backstage segments and matches. Brief flashes of unsettling imagery are tied to Wyatt and the then newly introduced Uncle Howdy figure. When the Wyatt Six faction was rumored at this time, Bliss was among the foremost stars who seemed likely to join Bray Wyatt. All of this history is unlikely to go to waste. Therefore, it is likely that separation is by design, to preserve the eventual impact of her involvement with the Wyatt Six, if and when it does come. Bliss' current solo trajectory may be a short-term diversion rather than a creative reroute. With Triple H overseeing long-term storytelling and thematic cohesion across the product, it's not hard to imagine WWE holding off on inserting Alexa Bliss into the Wyatt Six until the timing feels truly poetic. After all, Uncle Howdy and Co. have only just begun to establish their presence on WWE television, and a character like Bliss, whose own transformation was pivotal to Bray Wyatt's modern WWE legacy, could add gravitas to the faction's evolution when the time is right. That said, this is mere conjecture at this point. Adding to the intrigue is her history with Nikki Cross, now appearing as the terrifying Sister Abigail as part of the Wyatt Six. Bliss and Cross were once an inseparable tag team as quirky best friends. The dynamic was so lovable that the goddess, who was once one of the most hated women on the roster, organically turned into a massive fan favorite. After Wyatt's influence got to Alexa Bliss, though, the two women became bitter antagonists. It would make for fascinating television if those paths crossed again, this time in an entirely darker setting. Alexa Bliss remains one of the most thematically appropriate candidates to join the faction and truly be the sixth and final piece of the puzzle that is the Wyatt Six. It could be the kind of layered emotional payoff that long-term storytelling thrives on. After all, in WWE, returns and reunions are rarely off the table. So now, with the Wyatt Six storyline clearly positioned as a dark tribute to Bray Wyatt, many believe it's not a matter of if Bliss will be brought into the fold, but when. For now, the Triple H-led creative team seems to have made a conscious choice to keep Bliss away from the group. That might be a move rooted in narrative pacing, not creative rejection. Her character's return has leaned more into a standalone arc, with elements of the goddess back prominently in her persona. Tathia interviewed wrestling stars such as Gunther and Drew McIntyre at the WWE Superstar Spectacle 2023 in Hyderabad. Tathia got hooked on wrestling during the road to WrestleMania 34 when there was widespread speculation about a potential John Cena vs. The Undertaker match, because they had always been the two most popular stars amongst the casual viewing audience in the country. The build-up to their match fueled his curiosity. Despite the brief match, he began exploring wrestling through Sportskeeda during this time, which led him to become passionate about the industry. CM Punk is a standout figure for Tathia, as he believes the star is a true master of blending fiction and reality in wrestling. Among a whole lot of things about CM Punk, he also resonates with Punk's mantra, I'm straight edge, and straight edge means I'm better than you. The eerie, unsettling presence of the Wyatt Six has become one of WWE's most intriguing narratives in recent memory, rising from the creative spirit of the late Bray Wyatt and realized by a haunting new stable on SmackDown. Their cryptic messages, mind games, and chaotic attacks have sent a chill through the WWE universe. Now, rumors swirl that a 9-time WWE champion, a major household name, is on the verge of aligning with them. But there's a twist. WWE's chief content officer Triple H may be postponing this move, and the reasons behind this hesitation could change the trajectory of both the faction and the individual in question. The whispers are getting louder, and one name keeps coming up: Randy Orton. The Viper, the apex predator, a 9-time WWE champion, a man whose legacy is steeped in betrayal, dominance, and deep psychological warfare. A perfect match for a group like the Wyatt Six, or so it would seem. Orton's past with the Wyatt family is well documented, from infiltrating the original stable, burning down the Wyatt compound, and then turning on Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 33, to a more respectful rivalry in later years. His history with Bray is layered with betrayal and mysticism. In a poetic sense, an alliance or a return to a reincarnated version of that family would feel like closing a dark, twisted loop. So far, the Wyatt Six, often stylized as Six to represent the fractured psyche of the collective, have appeared in haunting vignettes, interrupted matches with cryptic messages, and staged eerie backstage assaults. They are not just a wrestling stable, they are a psychological operation. Each member represents a distorted mirror of Bray Wyatt's past personas: the cult leader, the funhouse fiend, the swamp god. Their identity is not just violence, but psychological infection. They don't just beat you, they change you. Given that, introducing a name as big and psychologically complex as Orton into the group seems natural. But from a creative standpoint, is it too soon? Orton only recently returned from a serious back injury that nearly ended his career. Since his return, WWE has booked him carefully, ensuring his legend status is protected while teasing future rivalries, most notably with the Bloodline. Throwing him into a faction, even one as creative as the Wyatt Six, could disrupt the singular arc WWE is building for him, the final chapter of a lone predator. Triple H understands timing, and he knows that rushing a turn, even a well-executed one, could dilute the impact. Orton doesn't need the Wyatt Six. If anything, they might need him more than he needs them. One of the most effective aspects of the Wyatt Six is their ambiguity. Fans still don't know exactly who all the members are. The storytelling has been cryptic, draped in horror symbolism and layered with mystery. Introducing a known figure like Orton could overshadow the group before they'd fully establish their individual identities. Triple H may want to let the group build fear and mystique organically before introducing a big twist. Think slow burn, not flash spark. There's another angle. What if Triple H doesn't see Orton joining the Wyatt Six, but hunting them? Imagine Orton, ever the cold and calculating veteran, sees the Wyatt Six as a threat, not just to the locker room, but to Bray Wyatt's legacy. He once burned down a compound to destroy the Wyatt family. Could history repeat itself? Rather than becoming part of the infection, Orton could be the vaccine WWE sends in. A man not afraid of evil because he has been evil. The tension writes itself. Let's explore 3 different creative directions WWE and Triple H could go. Rather than a sudden heel turn or shocking alignment, Orton could be gradually corrupted by the Wyatt Six. Think slow psychological manipulation, cryptic messages, strange occurrences, moments where Orton seems off. Eventually, we discover he's not just joined them, he was always meant to. This long play allows WWE to get the best of both worlds. Keep Orton active in other feuds while sowing the seeds of an eventual turn. In this scenario, Triple H positions Orton as WWE's only hope to stop a supernatural threat. He knows their tactics. He knows their leader's mind. Orton begins picking them off, one by one. This turns into a unique horror-style feud, culminating in a cinematic or stipulation-heavy match. possibly at SummerSlam or even Survivor Series. This route protects Orton's legacy and elevates the Wyatt Six through conflict rather than alliance. Here's the biggest creative swerve. What if Orton was the real mastermind behind the Wyatt Six? In this scenario, he's not just a member, he's the architect. Using Bray Wyatt's legacy as a tool, Orton manipulates the group to strike from the shadows while keeping his hands clean. This would be one of the boldest heel moves in modern WWE history, and one that reflects Orton's cunning. Whether or not Randy Orton joins the Wyatt Six, the very idea of it has captured the imagination of WWE fans. It's a potential masterstroke of character development, blending history, legacy, and horror. But Triple A's decision to possibly postpone the move shows a rare understanding of long-term storytelling. In an era where wrestling often rushes to deliver big moments, restraint can be a powerful tool. Letting things breathe, especially when they involve characters as complex as Orton and the Wyatt Six, might be exactly what's needed. So, is the Viper destined to walk among the haunted once again, or will he strike them down from the shadows?